Hey, what's happening, nation? It's Son Joku. Man, according to the NFL insiders out there, we are completely blowing this team up, and I am happy as hell about it. I am not even going to lie about that. If we kept all our young talent and flipped all these vet guys that we have on the team, I would not have a problem at all. I really think that we're heading in the right direction. I'm really liking the way that things are shaping up, and I'm really hoping that we're going to throw a hell of a lot of money at the defense this year. It's going to be a huge difference maker of what this team does going into next season on if we have a true defense or if we're going to have the same shit show that we've had going on for the past 20 years. So I want to take a look at it, want to see what you guys think. We're not going to waste too much time. We're going to go ahead and jump into it. If you're new to the channel, please do think about subscribing. It really does help me out and it keeps me growing. And then just real quick, man, got to do this. Let's pull him up. I really think this one's going to end up being true. LaMarcus Joyner, it is time to say goodbye, sir. It's bittersweet for me. I know this dude's going to end up moving on, having a really good career. Paul Gunther pretty much wasted 2 years of that dude's life, and it sucks for him. But I know he's going to move on to another team, and I know he's going to end up balling out because that's what players do when they end up leaving the Raiders, which completely sucks. But I don't fault him, man. But he served his purpose. So let's jump in and take a look at this defense real quick. AJ Boye was in Las Vegas checking things out today. I really think he has the connection to Gus. I think it's going to end up working out. I would love to bring him in. And if you look at this defense, man, you get into that like nickel umbrella. You have Boye, you have Abram, you have Marcus Williams. You're talking about adding two dudes onto this defense, and look at the difference it makes, man. Slide Arnett over into that slot, let Mullen come in. And I'll tell you, I had this set up a few different ways, and I'm not going to lie. I had Sherman where Arnett was, and I love the way it looked. And I'm going to end up putting them in over there in a second, just so you guys can see it. And that's the addition of 3 defensive guys. And I'm telling you right now, there's talks about Nassib being moved on from. That's a huge chunk of change. You move on from Nassib, you can go ahead and sign Beasley and Tack with that money. I guarantee you, at least for one season to get us through. And I really think that would end up looking damn good. Like, damn good, especially in that rotation. And I'm going to say it again, dude. You keep Arden Key, and then, you're rolling at that point. You're looking solid as hell. And I know I get real excited when I talk defense, man. But when you start looking at this defense on paper, and I said the same thing last season, it really didn't pan out. But I'm talking about bringing in some true talent this time. Not some guys that I'm like, oh, yeah, Nazar could end up being really good. He had this one season where he did good, but then he shit out the rest of his career. I'm talking about bringing in dudes that are established players in the NFL, sticking them in these key positions, and seeing how it works out, man. It could end up being awesome. And as far as, like, I don't know, like Gabe Jackson and Trent Brown, like all this stuff is coming out from the insiders. None of it has hit the transaction page yet. The only thing that has hit the Raiders transaction page is we did re-sign Dalen Levitt to a 1-year contract. I'm pretty happy for that kid. Hopefully he can fight through, end up making the spot. He was pretty good on special teams, and the real limited play time that he did end up getting towards the end of last season, he didn't look terrible, man. He was out there making plays. It wasn't like watching Kyle Wilbur get on the field and just kind of blow things up for you. So before I start reading your comments, I just want to put this in. I had Jock in this position too because I really think we're going to end up, I thought we were going to end up drafting him, but the last 7 or 8 mock drafts that I've seen through ESPN, they have us taking that right tackle out of USC in the first round at 17. And I'm not too pissed about that, especially if we do end up moving on from Trent. But I thought this looked really damn good, dude. I'm not even going to lie. You stick Sherman up there, and you bring in three veteran guys to lead this defense. That looks solid as hell. Dude, I'm not even kidding. That's what got me so jacked up about this video. I thought it was cool as hell, man. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, man. I really think I would love to see this defense. I know Gus Bradley doesn't like the blitz too much. He likes to bring this kind of that umbrella defense and make the quarterbacks earn it. But you have your run stoppers up front with Hurst and Irvin. Farrell plays really well against the run. Crosby's a little bit of a question mark against the run, but I think if you put Kwiatkowski on his side, let Littleton kind of play behind Farrell and Hurst, just so he can still play the pass if he has to. And then he has Sherman backing him up. You got Abram just wandering the field still, but kind of playing to his side since we have another veteran guy across from him. And then he's playing next to AJ, who you can put on an island by himself and he'd be fine. You got Marcus Williams playing over the top at the free safety position. And you got Mullen who could be put on an island on the other side. Dude, that would be badass, dude. Like, truly badass. It got me so jacked up earlier. So let me know what you guys think, man. I'm going to start hitting your comments up. Let me scroll up a little bit. I know I missed a pretty good bit. Edgar, what's going on, dude? Chili, what's happening? Boy, you can teach these guys Bradley's system. And so can Sherman. You bring both those guys in, that secondary is going to be set. I'm telling you right now, Williams will only take 4 practices before he knows exactly what he has to do because he fits this scheme incredibly well. Best move Mayock made was cutting Honey is dropping for free agent frenzy. Oh, man, I'm telling you, dude. What's up, Raider Nate? Oh, Erkman, what's going on? Stumbling, what's happening? Another wasted buy. Yeah, Stumbling, I'm not going to argue with you on that one, man. Aaron, what's happening? I'd rather have Sherman than buy you. Dude, we can get them both. With the money that we're freeing up right now, there is no damn reason why we cannot go out there and just start dropping some true money on this defense. Bring all these dudes in. There's no reason why we can't now. If we legitimately cut all these dudes and it starts hitting the transaction page that all these guys are getting moved on from. And like Richie Incognito, I really think they're trying to restructure him. I think that's why there hasn't been like a true cut yet. I think they're going to try to restructure him because he knows if he ends up going into free agency, he's probably not going to get picked up. He's coming off a season-ending injury. And, I mean, the Raiders might give him a shot if he comes back on a team-friendly deal. Gabe Jackson, I heard, is not happy in Las Vegas, which kind of pissed me off. I always get kind of unsettled when you hear that guys aren't happy with the way that things are going, especially on that offensive side of the ball. I could see the defensive guys saying it, and I could see our wide receivers getting pissed off with the way that system kind of works. But as far as that offensive line goes, I thought he was pretty damn happy. That kind of pissed me off that did not work out. So we'll have to see, but I really think Gabe Jackson might be getting shopped. And then Richie, if he doesn't restructure, will end up being cut. Ty's already gone. Joyner will end up being gone. I really think Carl Nassib's going to be gone because he pissed Gruden off last season by being a healthy scratch twice when he was supposed to be one of the anchors on this defensive line. So, man, I'm hoping these moves are making do because if these moves happen, we're going to end up being able to roll through some teams, man. I'm telling you we are. Yeah, no, oh, man, come on. Give me a little bit of Sherman out there. Numbers, what's happening? Jock draft. Dude, I still got Jock pulled up in here. When I put Jock in this system, in like that nickel umbrella, I liked it, but he lines up better kind of at that 4-3 linebacker position. And I know Brandon's going to be real happy to hear me say that, but just the way that it kind of works out, it looks really good. But if we still draft him, you could still go from the 4-3 to the nickel, and the only thing you're changing out is Jock for Sherman, and that's, dude, I'd take that all damn day. Cutting Carl Nassib, that's what I'm hearing, dude, and I will take that all damn day. Caleb Farley can be our nickel. It's possible, dude. Would you trade for Gilmore? No. Shrek, what's going on? Shrek, for you guys that don't know, man, Shrek is my little nephew. He just had his first conditioning practice for football. It's the first year playing. Shrek, pizza, dude, we're all pulling for you, man. I'm hoping you can bust it out this year. Hopefully you get that defensive end position and can make some moves. I will definitely be out to more than one of your games. I promise you that. Keep Nassib for depth. Nassib makes too much money to have for depth. It's the same situation that you run into with Mariota. It's just too much money for a dude that's not going to be starting. One more year with Nassib in the system. Jason, man, maybe. I would like Farley, him or Horn. Oh, him or Horn. I like Horn, dude. I will give you that. We need Gilmore, trade Trent Brown. We don't need Gilmore if we end up getting AJ, dude. If you got AJ on one side and Mullen on the other, you still have Arnett working as your third, and then you bring in, honestly, I like Arnett sitting in that slot position. I really do. But I'm telling you, you're pretty much set at your cornerback position because I'm not jumping off the Isaiah Johnson bandwagon. I still think that kid has a ton of talent. And I still think Nixon, not being coached by such a dipshit, would have a really, really good career. So I'm really hoping those two guys can turn it around in a big way underneath Gus Bradley. Splash, what's happening, dude? Let's go Raiders. We're making changes. That's what I'm saying. That's just what I want to see. I want to see the changes getting made. Let me just scroll down to the bottom so I can try to keep up with these things. Can Sherman keep up as the slot cornerback? Rick, that would be the big question. But I really think him playing in the slot role and not, I know we end up playing like the nickel 60 to 70% of the time, but just having him be able to come off the field to bring in, really, I don't think it's going to be Morrow because I think he's going to end up being gone. I've said that before, and I'm going to continue to say that until he's actually under contract with us, but I think he's going to end up moving on. But you can have Muse come into that position for Sherman. You can get Sherman off the field and kind of keep him rested throughout a game. And as long as his legs were fresh, I really think he'd end up doing pretty good. Oh, Richard, no worries, dude. My guess is that he's the last of the big cuts. It's possible. I could still see us making some more moves. I really could. I still think Aguilar is a definite possibility, especially if we want to bring in a true number one, like a true number one wide receiver. And I don't care what you guys say, man. Aguilar is not a true number one. The dude was top 10 in the whole entire NFL in drops last year. I understand he had pretty good chemistry with Carr, but if you give Carr a pretty damn good receiver, he's going to build that chemistry incredibly fast if it's not a rookie trying to learn an entire new system. So if you give Carr anybody else besides Aguilar, he did the same damn thing with Crabtree. He did it with Aguilar. He can do it if he has the right guys. He didn't do it with Gordy Nelson because Gordy had lost a step at that point. Good was solid. Dude, I really like Good. I'm really hoping Good sticks around. We need to pay his ass and keep him on this team. We played him at safety last year. Leonard Williams, everybody's telling me he's going to end up getting tagged. The last reports that I've seen said he was going to get tagged. So Leonard Williams was probably not even going to be an option. Trent's contract this year is actually pretty cheap. He's going to stay. Richard, if he's putting in the work and he's willing to stay and he can stay healthy, which he's proven that, like, for us over the past 2 seasons, dude's played 8 games in the past 2 seasons. I mean, it sucks. It's like he's averaging out 4 games a year. You can't have that. You can't have an offensive line that's trying to form some kind of continuity, especially if we're bringing some new pieces onto it. And then you have a dude that's consistently getting hurt and taking time off. It sucks, dude. And even if it is a lesser contract, if we can get him for that, I will take it all damn day. But at the same time, I want somebody who's going to be healthy, who can play the whole year. And if it's that right tackle out of USC that we end up drafting at 17, and a bunch of people are drafted offensive line in the first round again, which I would be pissed about because I guarantee you there's going to be at least 2 damn good linebackers sitting on that draft board by the time that 17 pick rolls around. But if we ended up getting a big lockdown right tackle, like we ended up getting a big lockdown left tackle a few years ago in Colton Miller, I will take that all damn day, because then you are set at that position for the next 7 to 10 years. That offensive line, if they stay healthy, those dudes play deep. They have long careers. Tupac, I saw your comment earlier, man. I hope you like this defense because I set it up exactly like you were saying earlier. Can't wait to see Abram under Bradley. I think Gus can give us a top defense. I really think he can. And I really think Abram is going to change a hell of a lot of people's minds this year. You got to understand, man, the kid was pretty much a rookie last year. He made his rookie mistakes. He saw it. He learned from it. He got pissed a few times, mouthed off a few times, and he almost killed a few of our own teammates. And I think he'll continue to work on that and fix that. But if you get the right mentors around him, I'll tell you right now, Abram runs into Sherman one time, he's going to get an earful, and it's going to help him learn. He runs into Marcus Williams one time, he's going to end up getting pissed off, and he's going to end up catching an earful, and it's going to work, man. It's going to help. I think every Raider fans want, dude, everybody wants Williams. That's the damn problem. But I really think he fits this scheme tremendously well. That's why I would love to see him come out. Would you rather have Sherman or Bite? Like, if I had to pick between the two, I would take AJ. I really would, just because AJ, he's a little bit younger, but he still is playing at a pretty elite level, so I would take that. We need Juju, Chris Godwin. Godwin's getting tagged. He's not going anywhere. Juju, I'm not sold on Juju. I'm not even going to lie to you, man. The last Pittsburgh receiver we had put a really bitter taste in my mouth. I don't care if Trent Brown is traded or cut. Traded will be better, but either way, his cap hit is not acceptable. It's not. It sucks, dude. But I'm telling you, if Gabe Jackson gets traded, we end up getting a little bit of value for that. And we get a little bit of value out of Trent Brown after thinking about it, dude, and seeing his numbers from the past 2 years and just his injuries. I said we could possibly get a third for him, because when he is playing, dude, he's one of the better tackles in football. But over the past 2 seasons, you might end up only drawing a fourth, but you honestly could end up pulling a low third, or a really low second or mid-round third for a dude like Gabe Jackson, man. So if we can pull a trade like that, I would take that. Yannick would be dope, dude. Chili, man, if we ended up doing this and then pulled Yannick, I would be happy as hell. But Yannick's going to end up being a pretty penny. And I know these other 3 dudes that are on the board right now are going to cost a good bit. But, I mean, if we continue to blow this team up, we're going to have a good bit of money, man. What's your thoughts on all the cuts? Did you hear about Nazub getting cut? Yeah, dude, Jason, I was talking about that earlier. I'm happy as hell. Blow this team up. Blow this team up. Keep your core. Put some vet dudes around them. Give them a little bit more money and take this team to the next level, dude. We've all been waiting on it so damn long. Are you talking about Darrisaw? No, I was not. Can't be worse than the shitty DBs in KC. Man, I'll tell you. So that DB, that corner that they had that ended up stepping up when what's-his-name went down. He was a rookie this past year. Dude, he's going to end up being pretty damn good. I saw flashes out of that kid. I know we're talking defense. But what does Dak's contract do for the Raiders? Extend Carr in the future? Dude, that was $168 million over 4 years, and with a $66 million guaranteed signing bonus. That is a huge chunk of money. At this point, I'm just hoping that Carr sticks around for one more year without asking for more money or trying to restructure anything. I think Carr's the kind of guy that would do that, just because he did get such a fat-ass contract right off the bat before he even went in a playoff game, but he did take this team to the playoffs before we got knocked out. I don't know. That contract sucked. That was big money. But it still wasn't like Mahomes money. So he's kind of in the middle. I really think if you look at if Dak was like 47 and 22 for his winning percentage, Carr's is nowhere close to that. I could throw that on Carr and be like, well, until you start winning these games. So we'll just have to see, man. Trent Brown is being shopped on knowing if he will be traded or cut. That's it. I'm kind of Thielen is bringing in Juju. He would be great over the middle in this system after the catch with Ruggs stretching the field and Waller getting double. Chris, I'll give you that. But if we're going to go out there and make a move, like Juju's going to end up wanting to get paid. And if Juju can come in and be a number one, I would take it if you're going to give him that much money. That's my big thing about Aguilar. I don't want to pay Aguilar $11 million a year to be top 10 in drops in the league. Like, it's not worth that money. It's the same thing it's the same moves that we're making on this team right now. Lenny, what's good, dude? I'm glad you're all right. Slater can play all the offensive line positions. Dude, a lot of people have been talking him up. It was just like I saw 4 drafts earlier, and every one of us had us taking that dude from USC. And granted, that kid is a beast. His name slipped my mind. We need Allen Robinson, man. Chili, I would love Allen Robinson. I just don't think it's going to happen. Littleton and Farrell improvements will turn this defense around alone. Dude, I'm telling you, I back Farrell. I've backed Farrell ever since he came onto this team, and I know a lot of people give him shit. Everybody said, we drafted him too high. It's complete crap, dude. We're just wasted. I really think that kid has been awesome, and I think he's going to continue to progress. Littleton, I'm not worried about at all. Gus Bradley's going to make him look like a star. And then having Abram right there, dude, I'm telling you, man, this defense under Gus Bradley and not under the shitbag that we had before is going to end up making... Oh, dude, we're going to look so damn good. Robert, what's happening, man? Do you think Williams gets tagged? No, Williams is free. From everything I've read, he is completely unrestricted, cannot be tagged. He's hitting free agency. Dude, somebody's going to make a play on him. I'm really, really hoping that it's us. Sherman and dude, I would take it. Lenny, I'm telling you I'd take it, especially having Sherman. And I know you came to me before and you were like, Sherman would get burned by those little guys in the slot. I think Sherman, with the way that this defense is set up to where he'd have a little bit of help, there wouldn't be enough time for him to get burned. I would take it, man. No on Juju. I'm still leaning no on Juju, man. 8-8. Oh, Lenny, you're killing me, dude. Stop stereotyping with Juju. The kid's having fun. Oh, that must have been somebody in the comment section. Carl win us the Super Bowl. And yes, numbers, I completely agree with you. Robinson's not coming here. We can spend that money elsewhere. Yes, we can. And dude, like I said, man, when I broke down that offense, I like Ruggs. I love Ruggs. I love Edwards. I love Renfro. I think Foster Moreau is going to end up stepping back up. You still got Waller. I mean, you still have a ton of weapons on that offensive side of the ball for Carr to throw to. But you still need, now that Ty Williams is definitely gone, if Aguilar doesn't come back, you still need that one veteran wide receiver in the room. I don't think it's going to be Allen Robinson just because the price tag, but I still think there's better options out there than Aguilar, and that's just my personal opinion. Smells, what's going on, dude? You definitely get a shout out. Crosby is the third down player, great against the pass, and I think he drafted a starter. Dude, Anthony, I talked about that before, about having Crosby kind of take over that key position, Arden key position, to where he's coming in on 2nd and long, 3rd and long, just to be like your true pure blitzer. And then you could go out there and bring in like a true Leo through that draft. Draft like that Osoni kid at 17, even though everybody would say that was a huge stretch. But you're drafting for a Leo, and he's one of the best ones in this draft. So, I mean, that's a real possibility. You just have to see what ends up happening at that 17 spot. T.Y. Hilton is prone. No, dude, T.Y. I don't want T.Y. I'm not even going to lie. No more ex-Bengals players. Yes, thank you. Koji, what's good, dude? It's been a minute. I think we're good. Making good moves to get rid of these bad contracts and freeing up the money. With the cap so low this year, I think a good free agent will hit the market for cheap, trying to get a ring to get us the... Dude, Koji, I hope you're right about that. Diego, what's happening, dude? All depends on his effort. Yes, it does. Danny, what's good? Joku, you got to wonder losing our offensive line. Quarterback change, Watson. Danny, I thought about that, man, but I really think if you're going to blow up a team this much, if you look at it over the past 2 years, John Gruden is number 1 in the league as far as putting money into his offense. And we are 30th in the league as far as putting money into our defense. I really think that Gus Bradley came in there and was like, you don't have to make it 50-50, but you got to at least make this shit 60-40. And a lot of that money was on our offensive line. Some of it was wrapped up in our wide receiver room. You go ahead and blow those up. You blow up your bad defensive contracts. All of a sudden, you're sitting on a ton of money. Gus Bradley can be like, I know this guy. I know this guy. I can get this guy to come onto the team. This guy fits my system perfectly. And all of a sudden, you have the money to bring these dudes into Vegas. They start looking around. They're like, man, I don't have to pay a state tax in Vegas. Damn, I have a brand new stadium to work with, a brand new workout center that I can end up like doing absolutely everything I need to do. Dude, I'm telling you right now, man, people are going to end up coming to this damn team. Cotton is on the active roster. Lester Cotton Jr. really has a shot at making this team and really being in that starting rotation. I had to look more into him. I drew him up into a few offenses when I was pulling these up. It really didn't look too bad. But if you're going to end up starting Cotton Jr., I'd really like to see Simpson start in that position. So you'd have Good on one side, you'd have Simpson on the other, you'd still have Colton Miller, you'd have Rodney Hudson in the middle, and then you draft that big-ass USC tackle at 17, and then your offensive line is pretty much set, and you got a lot of good young talent, and we still have a lot of decent young depth on that offensive line, so I'd take that. I think Abram is a loudmouth who can't back up his play on the field. And I'm telling you, dude, Abram is a tough one for me. But I'm telling you, Abram under Gus Bradley, you're going to like it, dude. I'm telling you, you're going to like it. Sue would be a great rotational piece. If Sue came in cheap, he would be a good rotational piece. But the money that he's going to end up getting paid, like he always does when he hits free agency, he goes from team to team and just lands these huge contracts. And he continues to show up and play, but not as a rotational piece. You'd have to have him like taking over for Irvin or taking over for Hurst. And I'm telling you, dude, I'm kind of excited to see Irving and Hurst playing side by side. I really think it'll look good. You got Vickers still working into that rotation. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. And it's something that we really didn't have a chance to see, so it might end up generating that interior pressure that we were so desperately missing. But that's why a lot of you guys want Barrymore out there, just because he can come in and immediately start drawing that pressure. And I understand that, but that 17 pick is getting more and more cloudy as far as who we're going to take. Carr takes us into the second or third round of the playoffs. That contracts makes no difference. That is true. I'm hoping to get Jock up. Me too, man. Me too. If not, try to trade back for extra picks. It's all about that money. D-Mag, what's happening, dude? I'm glad you make it out. Abram backs it up. He's only stayed disciplined and covered. Yeah, but hopefully he won't have to play that. If we have Marcus Williams playing that single high, we have two lockdown corners, Abram's going to be able to float. And he starts floating around, and you still have a guy like Arnett or Sherman. Let's just say it's Arnett. Let's stick him back in there just because we're talking money here. And maybe you're not going to end up pulling this move, which I would totally understand if we didn't end up pulling Sherman just because he is older. But you got to go back because Gruden made it sound like he really did want him. But there's a hell of a lot of speed on the field at this point to where Arnett can help cover cover the middle of the field and let Abram kind of creep up and blitz through on every random play. Or I don't know. There's a lot you could do with it, man, but I still think it looks solid hell. Back it up on the field instead of running his mouth. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. Juju is not a number one. No, in my opinion, Juju is not a number one wide receiver, but he's going to be a guy that goes out there and gets number one wide receiver money. And that's the same kind of shit contracts that we're in right now that we're getting screwed on that we're trying to get out of. At 17, draft Christian Darrisaw or Tevin Jenkins. That's a big one, dude. And then draft Jamin Davis or David Moses. Dude, I wonder if Jalen's going to end up hitting the third. I think he's going to end up going a little earlier. Cool Breeze, what's happening? Gruden needs a choker chain. Mark Davis better tell Gruden about to do it. I'm telling you, man, something has to give on that. Something has to give. Fargo, how are you doing? If Carr signs an extension and restructures his contracts, we'd save so much. Dude, if all these moves pan out, dude, we're going to end up having so much damn money before free agency starts. And then after, I want to say it was June 1st, like a lot of these dudes they lose a little bit of money to where if we cut them at that point, so you're going to continue to see these moves made and these cuts made. Which is why we need the true free safety to keep Abram in the box. Thank you, Diego. That is exactly it. Like, exactly it. Millis will fix Abram's position. Paul Gunther can teach grass how to grow. That is very true. Millis should end up working wonders for this entire secondary. That dude's been in the league for a long time, and he has coached a ton of people. Is this a boom or bust? Dude, this season has to boom, or I'm telling you right now, you're going to see heads start to roll. And one of them is going to be Gruden. You're going to end up seeing Mayock go with him, and Carr's going to end up rolling out with all of them, which will suck to see, but I really don't think it's going to happen. If we can end up working this defense out, and you can give us a top... Shit, dude. Under Gus Bradley, with the talent that we have right now, if we can bring in a few pieces, we should be a top 15 defense. You give Carr a top 15 defense, I'm telling you right now, we're going to the playoffs. Everybody's going to be happy, and everybody's job's going to be safe. Boy, would Devin White or Josh Allen really look appeasing right now? I'll take Devin White in a heartbeat. Josh Allen can continue to do what he's doing. Sherman will be a part of the script. Picked off Brady. Dude, man, I'm telling you. Numbers, you might be right. Man. See, man, so many of you guys want T.Y. as that number one. I just don't think he's that number one anymore. Abram is always chasing receivers. Yes, that is very true. That's why I don't want to see him covering wide receivers. I want to see him playing in the box. That way we have like a true big run stuffer on every level. Abram could be in the back level. You got Kokowski in the middle. And you got Farrell, Irvin, and Hurst sitting up front. I'll take it, man. I will take that all damn day. Chandler Bong, what's good, dude? Elijah Vera Tucker, USC guard, tackle. Yes, dude. That's the dude. That's the dude that I've been seeing on all the boards. Thank you, Chandler. Abram is always chasing. Sorry, Gumpy head went back. Abram was asked to play to his weakness instead of his strengths. Paul Gunther was a moron. That's a straight fact. Playoff defense. Dude, if we get... Lord, that is a straight playoff defense. That's 100% a playoff defense. Chief, what's going on? Do you think we might be able to acquire Stu Podesso late in the draft? Maybe in the 4th. Like, maybe. Abram was... we didn't have a free safety. We didn't have anybody playing. You had Heath. You had Harris. Like, dude, those dudes are getting burned on a regular damn basis. Thank God Russell Wilson trade talks have died down. Man, those things, you got to understand, dude. In the offseason, people are going to jump on anything that ends up hitting. And then when he came out there and said, like, well, I'd play for the Raiders. Yeah, what quarterback in the league would not want to play for the Raiders? Maybe not now that we've blown up our entire offensive line, but we still have some solid-ass pieces on it, man. And you know Gruden's going to keep an offensive line together. He's not going to let that thing get completely decimated. Abram and Littleton will both have big bounce-back seasons. Yes, Anthony, 100% on that entire comment. No more getting pretty, trying to fit squares into circles. Oh, God, thank you. Keep the videos coming, man. I do my best to keep putting them out. It gets tough during the offseason, man, because when there's nothing happening, I don't want to come out here and just keep saying the same shit over and over again and just answering the same questions, because, I mean, you guys are sitting in the same boat I am. Like, what if this happened? What if that? Like, none of us know what the hell's going to happen, but at least when we do get some news, we can kind of draw it up and take different looks at it. Raider Gabe, what's good, dude? I think we should trade back, pick up another second, draft Barrymore, pick up a right tackle in the defensive end, fix the secondary and free agency. I really think you're going to be able to get a pretty damn good edge rusher in the second round. It's pretty deep in this draft, so I really think if you end up going that first round, you go linebacker, that second round, you go edge. But I don't know, man. We're going to need a right tackle. Depending on what plays out, we're going to need a damn right tackle. Vera Tucker is good too. I want Darrisaw. He probably won't make it to 17. I don't think he will make it to 17. Javen White and Muse for linebacker depth. They're both going to be on the team. I think they both have a legitimate shot at being that linebacker depth. I'll take it, man. Paul was a waste of space. Yes, he was. If they were both there at 17, Jock or Pitt, I'd still take Jock. Jock, like, if my perfect world, dude, we're taking Jock at 17. PG. Dunlap would be a good steal for the right price, maybe 8 or 9 years. Yeah, dude. Everybody throw that Jock, dude. I'm telling you. Throw Williams on that D-line, and it's over. Javier, you're right. It is. It would be completely over. You put Leonard Williams sitting next to Irvin or sitting next to Hurst, it's over. At that point, you're right. But it's not going to happen. So I don't know. I'm just kind of putting it on the back burner. Sorry, I'm late without Incognito gone. What's our cap space look like now? I'm telling you, dude, if we ended up blowing up Joyner today and we end up getting rid of Carl Nassib, we're sitting at that same spot I was talking about the other night. So it's still looking pretty good. With Joyner released, that last bloated major contract is Trent Brown. He looks... last I saw, he looked like he was putting in some work in the last couple videos I've seen. Dave, what's good, man? I'm glad you can make it out. With the real question, was Gruden too dumb to accept Gunther was horrible, or Gruden too loyal? Yeah, that's cool, Breeze. That's been my thing. He brings in his friends, and it's like a loyalty thing, man. They've all been doing it forever. Paul Gunther had a pretty decent reputation in the league, but once you bring him in, you see it for a year, and you're like, man, that kind of sucked. And then you see it again the next year, and you're like, man, that kind of sucked even more. And then you go into the third year, it's like, dude, pull the trigger right there, fire his ass, move on. But, I mean, maybe he was just waiting. Like knowing Gus Bradley was going to be freed up and he could bring him over and kind of bring his guys with him. So maybe he was just waiting it out a year, brought in Marinelli to kind of close that window. And then as soon as the season was over, he's like, Gus, get your ass over here. I need you to fix this defense. And everything's going to fall back into place. I'll take that all day, man. And a lot of times in the NFL, is even these coaches are under contract, so you got to kind of wait for everything to play out. Signed the right tackle from the Panthers. Forgot his name, but he's good and young. That dude's going to be a ton of money, Laker. I looked at him earlier. That dude is going to get a pretty damn penny because he is young and he is damn good. I do not want a rookie on the offensive line. They take time to develop. Dave, I agree with you. And we saw Colton Miller's first year. He played pretty decent, but he ended up getting swallowed up a few good times, and his PPF score was like incredibly low. They take time to develop. But if you can bring him in, and he's on that right side, and he gets a little bit of help from him, I don't know. I think it could end up working, especially if you get somebody that's like on that same level as a Colton Miller. Trent Brown has no trade value. I don't think we roll the dice with one. I'll give you that. I don't think he does. Trading Mariota as well. The last I heard, man, Mariota is going to end up being a straight cut, like just a straight cut. I really thought that the Patriots might have ended up biting on it. And then when there was that little quarterback frenzy going on, you're going to see these quarterbacks continue to bounce around teams. So there's a shot he does still get traded. But there's a certain point to where if nobody's making the trade for Marcus Mariota, we have to pay him a pretty big chunk of money. And it's going to be like the day before that, to where if nobody ends up biting on it, he's going to end up just getting straight cut just so he can save that chunk of change. Grand Fish, how are you doing, man? Still on Gruden. Dave, Joku, what about... Oh, Armstead for the Saints for the tackle. Dude, I like Armstead, man. My brother talks him up constantly. Saying Cap Hell, and they're going to let go of a bunch of people, so we have a shot at we do have a shot at him. I would take that in a heartbeat. I'm not even going to lie. I was hoping he'd be a free agent. No, he's not. That contract is too ugly for any suitors that bridge. Yeah, that's it. That contract is terrible. Like, terrible. Paul Gunther always had that look on the sidelines like he farted out the defensive signals. No wonder the defensive's lost. Dude, that defense looked clueless. Ollie, what's good, man? I'm glad you could make it out to the show. Running Bear, how are you doing? Snide, what's good, dude? Gruden will not be fired after this year, no matter what. He will be given the COVID excuse, and he won't be fired unless we miss the play. No, I give that whole damn team, except Paul Gunther, the COVID excuse for this past year. Got to give that damn excuse to the entire league. But going in the next season, man, I'm telling you, this shit is going to be COVID. Will still be a thing, and they'll still be playing it up and talking about it. But it's going to be you're already seeing these pro days starting to happen for the college kids. Things are starting to get back on track. I will not give them a pass next year. Nobody knows who AJ Boye really is. Kenneth, what's going on, man? AJ is an undrafted free agent that ended up making a team and then ended up just continuing to make plays every year. I think, man, I like that kid, man. I'll take it in a damn heartbeat. Serpentine, what's good, man? I'm glad you can make it out. Keep Aguilar and playing with Ruggs and Edwards to develop. It'll be good for Carr to have that safety net. Plus, if he has the balls, to call out his team when they suck. Serpentine, I'll give you that. And I appreciate anybody that can do that. Who's the next cut, do you think? I want to see, Lawrence, how many of these cuts actually end up going through. Because all these cuts, they're not official yet. They're just from the NFL insiders. And so a lot of it's like, so-and-so said he was going to be cut. And then they post it out there on Twitter. And then you see a million different things. Like, he's going to be cut. Until it actually hits that Raiders page, I believe it just because it's coming from Ian Rappaport or some of those guys. You're like, all right, this is definitely legit. But some of the times they're like, we're going to cut this guy. But then they end up seeing he might have a little bit of value. So he's not cut immediately. But if you cut every player that we've been talking about cutting that has come through the wire from these insiders, you're talking a shit ton of money that we're about to have. And you could seriously make some big plays and flip a lot of people and end up re-signing dudes Good that are going to want a pretty decent contract. But he's earned it, man. He put in the time. He understands this offense. He works really good with Tom Cable. Pay that dude. Keep him on this offensive line. And then light this damn defense up. It is due time that the Raiders have the defense that won us so many championships in the past that for some reason we just completely got rid of. Who's the starting third linebacker next season? I mean, if Morrow ends up signing the contract, which I really don't think he is, he's going to end up being our third and being in that position. If not, that's another reason I want to draft Jock or Zaven Collins or... Damn, that other dude that I truly love. It's just one of those top three linebackers because you're going to need that. But in the cover three system that Gus Bradley runs, I've been watching a lot of the old Steelers games. He likes to play that umbrella coverage and make those teams earn it. If you're going to try to get it underneath, you're going to have a linebacker sitting there trying to pick it off. Unless you're a truly high-powered running team, you're pretty much going to control the majority of passing teams that you play. And I'll take it, man. It's how we love it. Stallion, what's going on, dude? I'm glad you can make it out. Respect the McKinsey building all line through the free agency and draft. I'll give you that, man. Yeah, Boye is nice. In Jacksonville, he was, dude. Restructured Littleton. Littleton restructured last season. I don't see him doing it again. I think Littleton's going to end up having a damn good year. And I will tell you, if he's not having a damn good season by week 7, you might end up seeing us move on from him in the middle of the season. Fitzpatrick may retire. That's a real possibility. Bayou is a Pro Bowler. He got it in Jacksonville. Yes, he is. Yes, Javon White has to be played. Dude, I'd like to see him play, man. I'd like to see him just get more involved. Everybody's like, dude, he got torched a few times. Dude, he came in. He was a rookie that ended up coming in. And yeah, he did get burned on a few plays. But he was learning Gunther's shit-ass system. And that kid has talent, man. He is fast. And he was blowing some things up. And I really think that Gus is going to see that and end up making a big play for him. I think we'll re-sign Morrow. If not, yeah, wow, dude, Micah Parsons. That's the dude I was talking about. That's my number one linebacker of the draft besides Jock, but I don't see him making it to 17. Unless something crazy happens, Micah's going to be off that board. Samoa Raider had a legit rebuild video. Eli, I'll have to go check that out. I've been working my ass off lately. Sir Raider, how are you doing, man? But I still see a lack of pass rush with this lineup. I'll give you that, man, because a lot of it, you're counting on Irvin stepping up to fill that middle hole. You're counting on Hurst staying healthy and being able to get that interior push. And I don't know. I'm not going to argue, but I'm telling you, if you end up cutting Nazip, you re-sign Beasley and Tack, you got a pretty solid rotation of some fast, fresh legs coming in. Raiders acquired Littleton last year. Yes. Yeah, I was impressed. Seen it, Eli. I liked it. Hey, I'm going to have to check that out, dude. Parsons is legit. No, he truly is. I want to see Waller top Kelsey. Oh, this coming year for that number one spot, dude. I would love to see that, Chili. I would love to see that. Irvin and Hurst are the big question marks. Yeah, they really are. They truly are. And that's another reason why you might end up seeing us bring in like a big defensive tackle either through the draft, maybe not in that first round, but maybe in the second round, and then maybe grabbing somebody in free agency, depending on where they fall. All right, man, that's pretty much what I have for you guys tonight. I just wanted to bring it out, let you guys take a look at it. I know there's a ton of people in here, but it's the middle of the week, so I got to wake up early and do my dad thing. So until next time, guys, I'm Son Joku. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. I really do appreciate it. If you could please click that like button on your way out, it really does help me out and keep me growing. But